Hello everyone, I hope you're all well and good. Welcome to RenderCon Day 2. I hope you had a great time yesterday. Today we have some absolutely fantastic speakers all day long. To introduce the first session, this is Network and Developer Updates, and with us we have Dino Muhic, Director of Product at Otoy, and Danny Newman, Business Development at Dispersed. I'll let you guys take it away.
Thank you, Sonny. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Hope you had a good time yesterday. I'm Dino, and I want to start with showing what the creators, the customers, and the artists have done the last 12 months on the network. So fire up the show reel. Amazing. Thank you. So let's recap the last 12 months since the last RenderCon. We did over 64 million frames altogether on the network since now. In the last year, it was 20 million.1 approved frames, and that's up 38% since last year. Altogether, the compute last year went up 90%, and on average, we have 400 jobs per day, while we peaked on May 1st last year with over 1,700 jobs. On average, we have around about 30 nodes assigned per job. If you count with GPUs, it's even more. Oh, sorry. One back, please. So in terms of render engines, so we support Octane, Cinema 4D, and for Cinema 4D we support Octane and Redshift. And we update around about once every quarter. And we always have the newest versions up, ready for beta testing. For Blender, we support Cycles with version 4.5. And we currently have Blender 5.0 for beta testing. For Blender using Octane, we support the add-on. So we're not using the Octane edition. We support the Octane Blender add-on. And we currently have 25.4 with 25.6 and 26.2 open for beta testing. Then for the web app, which is basically our web interface of the render network, we have some new features. First one is the max GPU selection for jobs, which means now you can set up the maximum amount of GPUs a node can have when you submit your job. For Redshift and for Cycles, that's really good because Redshift doesn't scale really well as Octane. So we set a default of 4 GPUs for Redshift and Cycles. You can go down for 2. I would say 2 to 4 is a good time. It's a good amount. If you're in crunch, you can go up to 8, but this allows you basically to set up the GPUs, knowing how much your job needs, how much your scene needs, and can this way a bit manage the cost versus speed priority on the tier 2 tier. Then we have approval for cloud storage, which means before, when you had your job set to be sent to the cloud storage, it was set to auto approval. Now you can set it to manual approval, which means you can look up the scene, look at all the frames, approve them first, and then if you approve them, you can put them on the cloud storage, let them be uploaded. You can also do that after effect for every job that's already on your account. Now we have a new API request flow, which means if you want to use the Render Manager app to coordinate and use the render network, you can easily request API access on your account page, on Permissions tab. And then once we look through your account, we approve it, you're good to go. We also have a way to edit your scenes and rendered files with Photopea, which is basically a web version of Photoshop. And there's also an iterate with AI button, so which means every rendered file you can send directly to the AI tools and further enhance it. Download job history is a new feature on your account, which means you can download a CSV file containing all the details around your last jobs, which is good for cost tracking if you want to send your costs to the clients, for example. The download request flow is a feature we mainly implemented for support, which improves the whole workflow with dealing with troubleshooting scenes. So with this with this feature, we can request a file to be downloaded from your account. Usually we have no access to any files, but if you're contacting support and you have an issue with your scene and you want us to look into it, we can request it, you'll get an email, and you can approve it, and then we can download it. Otherwise, there's no way for us to look into it. So that's what happened the last 12 months. Now what we're going to introduce soon. First, cloud storage upload, which basically is a watch folder on your Dropbox. We're starting with Dropbox, but we'll also have Google Drive very soon, which means you can set up a watch folder through your account settings, and then whatever scene you push into that folder, it can get uploaded to the network automatically. And then we have an exciting announcement. We will now support Insidium Fuse package for Cinema 4D on the Render network. That includes X particles and all the other fused packages except cycles. It's now already available for beta testing, so it's already on there. Have fun trying it out. Let us know how it works. We're excited about this. Now to the Cinema 4D Wizard. The latest version is 1.06. We have now ORBX chunking. So if you're used to using or uploading ORBX files instead of Cinema 4D project files, but they end up being really big, with this you can easily send the ORBX export to the render queue in Cinema 4D, which splits it up automatically into chunks you define. Also with some handle settings for motion blur. Something that most people don't know is the amount of the project file size of each ORBX defines how many nodes you get per job. So if you lower the amount of gigabytes your project file size has, you will get more nodes in parallel. And we now have a Manager app connection directly built into the Cinema 4D Wizard. So it has a Manager app tab. In here you can basically define all the job settings you know from the web interface. And then you have a simple button called Render Scene. And whatever you have set up in that moment, like your take, your render settings, it will all be sent to the Manager app. And the Manager app will upload it, will set up the job with those settings, and will also download it to your output folder that you have defined in Cinema 4D. Here's a small video showing how it works. So checking the scene first. Over here, you can either just send the file or set up all the job settings. Use the output, press render scene. The file will automatically open the Manager app. It will upload it, it will render it, it will download it, and you'll see them in the folder we specified in Cinema 4D. So this is basically a one-click approach of rendering using Cinema 4D on the network. We also have some render API updates. Uploading through differential upload, which means only sending files that are new. Now works for ORBX and Cinema 4D. Blender now is being supported over the API. We have user permission token flow, which means you can define in the API request window if you have different API keys, like if you have a team of users and you want to have one just have the ability to read and the other one to write or upload, you can define those permissions per API key. And of course, we're working on a new documentation to document the whole API for everyone. Now to the Manager app. Latest version is 1.46.1. It now also supports differential upload for Cinema 4D, Blender, and ORBX files. So it also supports OCS, which means an Octane scene file. You can just drag it into the manager app, it will find all the assets linked to it and upload everything to the server. So you don't have to basically make an RBX at all. Then also we support now takes for SimRapid, which means if you have a lot of takes or inner targets in RBX, then you can set those up automatically and make it basically send everything at once, all the jobs for each take automatically and render them. L4Z compression makes the transfer to the network much faster. Also there we have user permissions. And now we have skip existing frames for download. Sometimes you probably have seen this if you download a scene through the manager app. The outputs, if something's wrong, you might have to download everything. Now it just skips. And also it downloads the first and last frame first, which is cool. For example, if you want to import the scene or the sequence into, let's say, your compositing app like After Effects, it will automatically have the right time, like length, and it will just upload the rest, download the rest in between. Now, coming soon, we have a Blender wizard. Basically, it's equivalent to the SimRapid wizard, which takes your scene file, can pack it, can talk to the manager app, can upload it. You can set up your job settings, and basically do everything from inside Blender. This is probably the most asked feature ever on the network is projects. Basically being able to set up different projects and then sort your scenes and your jobs into different projects and also give different presets to each project. So when you upload a scene to a specific project with a specific preset, it will automatically get rendered and downloaded. And then job presets, some of you who are using the network a lot notice that you have to set up the settings every time for each job. Now you just define a preset, like in the manager app, but this is for the web app, and then just fire off the job. Now output editing, which means when the files are rendered on the network and ready to download, you now have an extra possibility to change the frame numbering, the frame offset, and also to rename it if you want. Like if you, for example, made a mistake during rendering and named it wrongly, you have the chance to rename them before download. And now this is a new feature. It's called Line View. This makes it really cool, a really easy way to preview your scenes during rendering on the network. You can scrub it with the mouse scroll button, and it will show you easily like if there's like a wrong frame or missing frame in your sequence. This is a really nice and easy way to spot like mistakes in your scene file. Yeah. This will be on the browser, on the web version. Then text and filtering, basically being able to label your scene and your jobs and find them easily with filtering all the stuff on the website. And then last but not least, we are changing the notifications. So you now have the possibility to not only have the notifications by email, notifications can also be done in the browser, on a desktop, and you can even connect Discord or later even Telegram or something to it, and then get push messages when something is done, like the job is done, uploaded, downloaded, whatever. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.